What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 230, and we're recording on April 3rd, 2023. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Bro, episode 230. Sometimes this number looks ridiculous, by the way. 230.
Dude, we've been going at it for like almost 5 years now.
I looked on our not our Discord, on the Google Drive, and I was like archiving, because I archive every 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, put it in the season 5 folder. And I was like, what the heck?
Wow.
You know? And then the other thing is, like, we're already in April. Like, what happened? We're a fourth done with the year.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
It's gone so quickly, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's insane.
This is not necessary. It's too fast.
Right? It's
Slow
insane.
down, please. We're not on
Alright,
the Autobahn.
we don't have any other announcements or sponsors this week, so we're gonna cover 3 songs. First one, Billlie with Eunoia. Is that how I say it?
I think it's
That's how I've been
Eunoia.
saying. Eunoia?
Yeah, that's what they were
Eunoia?
saying on the song, I think.
Okay, Eunoia. We got Blackpink Jisoo with her highly anticipated solo debut with Flower. And we also have NewJeans with Zero, which is an ad song, but we decided to cover it. Yes. First one though, Billlie, Eunoia. They are from Mystic, and the last 3 songs were Ring My Bell, What a Wonderful World, Ginga Minga Yo, The Strange World, and Ring X String. I wonder why they keep having those like world things in the parentheses.
They have
There was a
some
connection,
lore.
right? There's a lore.
Yeah.
That's
Even in
the
the song, there's like an owl following people and stuff. That being said, I think for me, with some of the other Billlie releases, it took me a while to like them. Like, I was like, I don't know how I feel. But now I think Ginga Minga Yo is a good song. But back when it first released, I was like, what is this weird stuff? But with this one, I liked it right off the bat. It gave me really strong Triple S or Luna Mono Tree vibes, which I thought was good. And I think it works really well with this group. It feels very appropriate for the type of group they are. And overall, I thought it was just a very pleasant experience. It got me on the Billlie train a little.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that. It feels very G-funky, funky, groovy, chill, disco kind of pop. It's a little... Yes, it's disco pop, but it's a little different from the stuff we've seen Twice do or From S9 do in the way that it's a lot more chill, it's a lot more laid back, it's a lot more groovy. That's where you hear influences of G-funk in the background a little bit. And the sound at the same time is like very well put together. It's very consistent with each other. It all comes together really, really, really nicely. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you mean by the Mono Tree, folks. Like this is definitely kind of like the stuff that they've been putting out for a while. Is it influenced by the current trend a little bit? I mean, probably. But at the same time, I do feel like there's a layer of consistency with their previous stuff. Although, yes, they've been going through different genres, right? That is something we tend to be kind of wary about. But I'll get into that in a second. I don't know. How do you feel about Eunoia, Anita?
I also really liked. I think this might be my favorite title track from them.
Wow.
I agree.
Wow.
I agree.
Oh yeah, and I feel like what's working for me is that, as you mentioned, everything, all the elements seem to be working very well together. The only part where I was like, oh, this is a little odd, but maybe it's just me being an English speaker hearing the flip flop part.
You didn't like that?
I don't know. I feel like it's like I knew what they were saying, but I couldn't hear like, oh, it sounds a little odd, because it's like they're adding more syllables, right, to the words as they sing it. And I mean, it makes sense maybe if they're not like trying to make it sound perfect English, you know, like how a native would say it. But I don't know, it sounded a little odd to add syllables to the words. But
Wait,
regardless, it's not that bad.
I really like the top line cause on that section because like it's like really rhythmic. Where it's
No,
like,
I like the melody. The melody is great. It's just the pronunciation.
You know, like I think I understand what you mean. Like, because the word is flip flop, and they're saying like plip plop, you know, which is obviously sounds different. But I do like the way it sounds. Just like the audible, just like pronunciation of it. I don't know, just like it sounds good when you just listen to it. You know what I mean? And to be quite frank, I didn't know what they were saying to begin with in the beginning.
Right?
I didn't know until I turned on the subtitles, by the way.
Yeah. I think I ruined it for myself by looking up what they were saying. Like if you just hear it, like it sounds like, okay, it could be onomatopoeia maybe. Like maybe it's a sound, right? But when I actually saw what it was, I was like, oh, it's a little odd. But I mean, I think it works for them because that's their thing. Like they do very odd, a little I don't know if quirky is a word, but like a little offbeat in their songs and also in their music videos. And I think that has been very consistent. And even with this song, it's might be a little subdued, but it's still there.
No, yeah.
And it works.
Let's use the word correctly this time. This is good amounts of kitsch, like just the right amount of kitsch just sitting there.
It is.
It's good. It's good. It works really well. And there was definitely a point where I was a little overwhelmed, especially with Gingamingayo. But at the same time, I understand the appeal of it. This one feels like we're kind of in a medium spot, if anything, where to a degree I'm concerned because I know that the campiness of this group's concepts have gotten them this popular so far. Are the fans gonna be happy about this, like them toning it down a little bit with this degree? I don't know, but at the same time, I think it's still there. I think for me, it's a lot more palatable and a lot more like well put together. Where I'm like, okay, like this is fun.
You like this more than the rock-inspired Ring My Bell, which was the past release 7 months ago.
Yes, I do too.
I think that the Ring My Bell, it felt a little out of place relative to Gingamingayo and Ring X Ring. Like, I thought those two had a certain level of weirdness going on, which I thought was kind of typical of Billlie. And then they had the Ring My Bell, which was just, I would say, like, typical rock pop for K-pop. Nothing too insane going on.
Yeah.
And I think this song is more like a more meta version of a K-pop song for them, which is like interesting because they're actually coming closer to what other people can do, right? So I don't know, it's a weird balance because the song is good, right? But they're not doing something really out there anymore. So how do we feel about that in terms of their concepting?
I feel like that's what I really dig about this situation so far is like here's the thing. When groups do a lot of different concepts back to back to back and just a lot of different genres, their explanation is very much often, we're trying to figure out what they're really good at. Realistically, they're doing a market test. That's what Rocket Punch did for a very long time. And the pro and cons to that, obviously, is that yes, you're getting to try out a lot of different things, but at the same time, you're not really building a lot of meaningful things. The thing with Billlie, however, is that it feels like, yes, we have been building this consistent messaging. There's a lore in the background as well. It's not in your face about it either. And at the same time, it feels like we've tried a lot of things, and that's made them really good at taking what's kind of popular and making it them. Right? Because this is definitely almost a vanilla popular K-pop sound. We keep talking about easy listening over and over again, like in these last weeks. This is definitely in that direction, but I can't hear Triple S doing this. I can't hear From S9 doing this. I can't, you know what I mean? Like this is, it's definitely there, the Billie-ness to it. Maybe it's because I know who Billlie is and I have a certain understanding of them and we have this context and bias and whatnot. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But then again, you also have to take into the context that I have not been a huge Billlie fan up until this point. So, like, if anything, it should be working against them at this point. So, I don't know. Anita, what do you think? Do you disagree or agree? I don't know.
No, I feel like personally, I think I agree with those saying, or who, I don't remember which one of you said it, but they've kind of done something very interesting where they're building the character of the group, but not based on the sound. Like it's based on other elements, like a bit of the lore, a bit of like quirky, odd aspects overall that are included into their interpretation of a sound of a genre. And I think that could still work because I feel like Ring My Bell actually, I think, did pretty well. I think they won a music show with that one.
It did.
So I feel like despite the fact that they're switching different sounds at every comeback, or it seems like it seems like they're also focusing on a different aspect of the characterization of the group. So I'm not too worried of like throwing people off with the switching of the genres, or like maybe not going at the same level of campiness, because I feel like that's not what their focus is gonna be. I think they're just gonna try to add their own element to whatever is popular at the time.
I have to edit what I said earlier. They have not won a music show award yet. But
Oh.
hope
Have they not?
I don't think so. I can't find one.
They didn't really.
No,
I
you
could've sworn.
you corrected it within a minute. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry.
I do agree with you, Anita. It really there was an example I made right before the show where like it feels like they almost remind me a little bit of Red Velvet, where like they do a lot of different genres, but there is definitely a consistent attitude and character. In the case of Billlie, there's even more to that, right? There's lore. There's like, if you look at the lyrics that they've been putting out, there's definitely a layer of consistent. It's not the same message over and over again. It's a different interpretation of I'm different, be yourself, like, and that's what I think really makes this whole group and comeback very appealing, almost. Even though I might not have been a fan of certain some of their songs.
Something underrated about Billlie that it's hard to pick up on is, y'all know what Gingaminga Yo, Suki in Korean is known as Chuki, right? I think is how they pronounce it in Korean.
Tsuki, yeah.
She is known for very good facial expressions, right?
Yes.
But I would extend that to the group is very good in front of a camera. There are, let's put it this way. When kids are good in front of the camera, you don't notice, right? But when kids are bad in front of the camera, you notice.
Okay.
And there are some, I ain't gonna name names, but there are some rookie-ish girl groups that I think are very bad in front of a camera, objectively. I ain't gonna call out the groups that I think are bad, but there are some of their contemporaries who I think are not as good as them in front of the camera. And I think that Billlie in front of a camera, it just kind of works. It feels like they're making the right facial expressions. It doesn't feel awkward to me, right? And I think that's very underrated these days. Because at the end of the day, a lot of K-pop is visual based, right? Like, I know people listen to the music on Spotify or whatever, but like people watch music shows, they watch music videos, they watch behind the scenes. A lot of it's in front of a camera, and I think Billlie does a very good job in front of it.
That's a good point.
Okay, I think that wraps up our discussion of Eunoia. Let's move on to definitely the biggest song this week, Blackpink Jisoo, right? Solo debut with Flower. It took 4.5 years, but now YG dropped all of the solos, right?
Wow.
We had Solo.
Complete.
We had which one came first, La Lisa or On the Ground?
On the ground. First.
On the Ground, La Lisa, and now we have Flower. By the way, Jisoo surpassed 1.24 million pre-orders of her first single album, Me, becoming the first Korean solo artist to become a million seller. This is the highest figure ever for a single album by a K-pop female solo artist. So on day one, it already broke that record.
Wow. Wild.
So independent about what we're going to discuss about this song, this debut has been extremely successful.
Congrats to her. Good Lord. Oh my God.
They sold over 1 million copies. Yeah. That being said, with this one, my main feelings about this is that I don't want what I'm going to say. I'm not putting this on Jisoo, right? I'm putting this on the people behind the scenes who made the decisions to give this to Jisoo. My overwhelming feeling is like emptiness. I don't know, like
A sense of lacking in a way.
Especially that chorus. I think that's the main talking point about this entire song is that like weird drop thing that they got going on in the chorus. The instrumental of it, and it's just kind of there. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Doesn't really go anywhere, if you know what I mean. There's no build up. There's no build up. Obviously, they're not trying to build up to anything. At the same time, it's not chill or like groovy or anything. It's doing everything trap pop needs to do without doing what trap pop needs to do, which is go somewhere. It feels much like this was written for Solo's B-side at some point and just never made it anywhere. And they were like, I don't know, maybe someone found it on the hard drive and they were like, hey, this is all right. Let's just wrap it up and give it to Jisoo. I don't know. That's kind of what it feels like. I'm sure that's not what happened. It better not be what happened. Let's be honest. But
this one is not Teddy, by the way, so don't blame him. He just worked on the lyrics a little, but he did not make the song. So this is not a Teddy thing.
See, that gets worse because at that point, we're starting to look at the entire like YG production family. 24, Teddy, Vince, Kush is in here as well. Look, I'm not sure who VVN is. I'll be honest. I don't think I've seen his work too much to tell. So who knows what really happened in the cutting room background? It doesn't feel like a lot of the stuff Teddy's done recently. That's what I will say, because a lot of the criticism we've made towards like recent Teddy stuff is absent here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The whole like festival background chorus at the end, or like the wildly double major harmonics in the like the Arabic sounds melody.
If anything, this song could have used something else like that at the end. No, really, right?
Yeah. And I do want to make the distinguisher like here. Like it feels empty, not minimal. Minimal is different. This is
right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. How do you feel about it, Anita?
Oh no, go Anita. Yeah.
No, I also had that same feeling. There was a moment in the pre-chorus where I thought the vocal progression or how the melodies were going, I thought was pretty interesting. I think that was the part where I felt like she was actually doing a little bit of dynamics in the vocals. Where she goes like to head voice and then back down. I don't know. I thought it was building up to something, but then the chorus happened and it was not what I was expecting. I don't know. I feel like that overall sense of like maybe missing something or lacking something in the song itself also kind of reflected in the music video. I think we mentioned this briefly before, where I don't know, it felt like there could have been more of a storyline going on.
Yeah.
Essentially, I mean, of course, the makeup, styling,
Christian Dior.
It was beautiful, gorgeous.
Oh no,
gorgeous.
that outfit's dude. That
Amazing.
flower outfit she has with the pearl necklace is such a nice look.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a great look.
Very, very, very
it's
detailed
fantastic.
in the styling department. But it felt like that was the focus. It felt like the product placement for Christian Dior, the compact, and knowing that she is right, somebody, what is it? The representative for the brand.
Brand ambassador.
Brand
Ew.
ambassador. There it is.
Ooh.
It feels like I wish it could have been like, oh yeah, like she does that, right? But like Jisoo as a singer, as an artist, is also apart from that. Like not like it felt like we were mixing the two here.
Yeah,
it would have been more compelling if they had a scene where they're pretending they're at a fashion show and she's walking down the aisle, but she's mouthing the words of the song. That would have been way more compelling.
Okay, another
that
comment.
would have been cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be cool.
That would have been really cool.
Another comment I had. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the lip syncing is very inconsistent in the music video.
It is.
Yeah, it's like at certain shots with the choreography, I'm like, okay, she's kind of mouthing along, and then she stops, and then I feel like we get another shot, and like there's no lip syncing.
I was just so captivated by the outfits and her beauty because normally I'm the biggest stickler for this, right? Normally I sometimes message you guys. I'm like, is it me or is the mouthing terrible in this music video? I have done that in the past, but I did not because I was so captivated by Jisoo, I guess. But going to what Anita's saying, the music video, other than the backup dancers, is also extremely empty. There's like no other people.
Empty. Yeah.
It feels like an apocalypse has happened, right? Like I don't know.
But I don't think that's the concept. I don't think that was the concept at all.
I was wondering if it's the concept because the chorus comes off like I'm not gonna like I mean this in the nicest way. It's like it gives you like a 1% uncomfortable feeling, right? The chorus, the sound effects there, and I'm wondering maybe are they going for a little bit eerie or something with the sound?
Seabat.
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out.
They're going for Seabat type beat. That's what it is.
I also feel like I like the rose tan choreography. I thought that was really cool.
You liked it?
Yeah.
You liked it?
I think that's fine. But I feel outside of that, I thought some of the choreography is like a little awkward. I don't know. There was just something about it that I was like, I don't know. It also could have been the shot selection because it feels like they took like images of her that held for like 0.75 seconds and it was of her just doing like a connector move or something, right? So I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to take from that.
Maybe it's because of the way I felt about the song and the set. I don't know. I thought the choreo was just as really funky.
You didn't like the hand flower.
Nah, the way they
Yeah, I
move
liked
their
it.
legs and start marching in place. I don't know. Not a big fan of it. It all feels very grandiose, but without any basis or foundation or any soul or anything. That's my takeaway with it.
It's a beautiful music video though. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how to
visually.
visually this is one of the most beautiful music videos, but on a musical level, it's just a little weird. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Let's look at what they told us this song is supposed to be.
Oh yeah, good.
Right. Because the song, if you look at the album cover, it literally has her name on it. It's called Me, and if you look at the press release, it's supposed to be her at her fullest. It's a complete representation of her. Okay, we're starting off somewhere. The issue is where I see the issue is when I look at the way she's. I'm gonna focus on two things, although you can interpret this in many ways. If you look at her vocal tone on one end, and if you look at her vlogs, I really question if this is her. You know what I mean? She has her own channel on YouTube, and she does these vlogs, and she's just like clumsy, bubbly, happy person.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a front as a celebrity, and maybe in real life she's a person who sounds like this song. I don't know. At the very least, I'm still questioning whether her vocal tone, her like range for that matter, is appropriate for this kind of pop music.
Oh, I agree.
There is so many directions they could have gone, and they did with certain Blackpink members. They definitely did with Jennie, because I can't see Solo being a Blackpink song. They also did with Rose, because On the Ground could be a Blackpink song, but Rose plays a big part in Blackpink's music anyways. I'm not going to make a comment on Lisa. This one, however, I really question what part of Jisoo represents, because it feels like there's a disconnect between the Jisoo we've seen in media and the song we're getting, except for the Christian Dior, which I understand is a very, very essential part of her like identity as a celebrity and a social media influencer.
Her business, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like speaking of social media influencers, if you look at Bella Portia's music video, she's not doing her like silly facial expressions all like during the entire music video. You know what I mean? Like there's a statement they're trying to make, and they're trying to express and represent something. And if that's the point you're supposed to make with this EP and this track, it feels like we're missing either the connector, the explainer between how this is like a representation of yourself, or whether this is actually a representation of Jisoo at all, or is it just them throwing Christian Dior and trying to make a Christian Dior type beat? I'm asking a lot of questions because it's genuinely
I saw someone said this looks like a collection music video for Christian Dior, like spring
campaign,
summer 2023 ad campaign, and it would play a song like this over it.
I don't know. I've seen like some I don't watch fashion videos, so maybe this is what Christian Dior goes for. Definitely isn't for like some of the more popular brands these days, like Celine or I don't know, like Balenciaga or I don't know, like.
Yeah, I think this song just opens up more questions than gives you answers, right? Like it just left me a little confused, and I've been listening to it all the time, right? I don't know. I still don't know this is one of the most confusing songs we've had in a while for me. Like, I think it's okay. I listen to it all the time, but like, if you asked me in like 3 days, reenact the chorus sound, right, of the song, I don't think I'd be able to be honest.
Sorry.
No, really, right? It's just a little forgettable for some reason.
Here's the thing, right? If you look at a lot of the songs we've covered that we've liked in the recent couple weeks, we can kind of sum up what the song's about into a sentence, right?
Rover.
Right?
Right?
Mr. Rover's coming over, right? Jimin was about the drunk disco lad in the party.
The twice thing.
Right? Eunoia is about finding yourself in school, right?
Yeah.
NewJeans, we're going to talk about that in a second. That's a Coke ad. This one,
Yep.
I don't know what the takeaway is. Like
My
Jisoo's
takeaway
rich.
is Jisoo is really pretty. That was my takeaway.
Okay. Is that the takeaway we should be making?
And Christian Dior makes very nice clothing. Those were my takeaways.
Okay.
And her stylist should get a raise was my takeaway.
You know what? She looks great with bangs. Give her bangs more.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
super pretty. Super
Oh.
pretty. The makeup, the hair. It's just that I feel like I thought the purpose of the solos, right, were to give like an identity beyond the group, right? To show like, oh, this is what this person likes and this is what makes them a little distinguishable, right? In
Right.
their music.
Right.
But I don't know if I felt that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Because like, if you look at the way people have talked about Jisoo from the very beginning, nobody ever said she's ugly. Nobody ever said she doesn't know how to dress. Everyone knows she's very, very pretty since the entire beginning of Whistle. And people have always at the same time complained she sounds tired, lethargic. And the answer to that has been, well, the genre of what Blackpink goes for might not be the best in terms of expressing her best capabilities as a vocalist. And to a degree, I think that's very, very true, because I think there's a lot you can do with her voice. And now, I don't know, after almost 7 years of their career and a 2-track single solo cut, I'm starting to question that. I'm starting to think, okay, maybe she actually doesn't know what to. Maybe they actually don't know what to do with her voice. It's leaving me a little frustrated here. Because that's not what I wanted to see, but it's what I got.
Yeah,
so.
it's just like I was super hyped for this one, right? Like, very excited that they were finally going to do the Jisoo solo track, and I just feel like I feel whelmed is the best way to put it, right? Like, I got a nice music video out it. I wouldn't say underwhelmed because I don't think it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah,
right? I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's aight. Like it's just not memorable though. You remember like the solo thing, like for what it is, I might not think Lalisa's a good song, but I could sing the chorus all the time. Yeah.
Memorable.
And even the other song, Drop This Money, like that song too, the other one. Like they're memorable. Even the Rose, everything on the ground. Like whenever I drop something, I say on the ground. I've sing it multiple times in my house. No, I have. I've held my cat and put him on the ground and said on the ground. I've done that before. And obviously Solo is a very iconic song, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like there's nothing from this other than like the styling that I'm gonna really remember, which is a shame. Because I should remember something from this one.
I'm gonna remember the flower hands.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I'll
I also want to see a live stage too, because I want to confirm. I don't think there's any actual live stage on a music show yet. I think it's happening this coming week.
Right, yeah.
But I would like to see the choreo live, the whole thing, and see if it makes more sense to me.
Same.
Okay.
All right, let's move to the final song. This one came out today. I had heard the news that there was a collaboration between NewJeans and Coke Zero like a couple of days ago, but I didn't know they were just gonna drop it so suddenly. So we decided to cover it. NewJeans, Zero. They are from Adore. Last 3 songs. OMG, Ditto Cookie. This is a PPL or an ad song, similar to how Starship has those collaborations with Pepsi all the time, right?
Yes.
So it's essentially the same type of thing here. If you don't know Coke Zero or in Korea Jero, there's a huge Warren was telling me there's a huge trend of 0-calorie beverages right now. Like everyone's talking about that. It's like the biggest fad right now. So they wanted to get on the NewJeans hype train after they sponsored NMIX, I think last year or the year before with Popcorn and Zero Coke.
Yep.
But now they are doing an entire song here with NewJeans. This is a very interesting track, right? Like, it's like the chorus wants to gaslight you into thinking that Coke Zero is delicious, right?
Coca-Cola
Mashisa. Yeah, like for what it is, it does an extremely good job of getting in your head that Coke Zero is tasty. I've never had Coke Zero before, by the way. I'm probably gonna go buy some tomorrow just to try it out.
Well,
Wow, it's working.
I have mixed feelings about the song itself, but it's worked. Oh shit.
We didn't. Oh, the sad thing is we didn't even hear it.
didn't hear it?
No, we didn't hear it.
splattered all over my
For our
mic.
audio listeners, War just opened up a Coke Zero and
Oh,
spilled it
no.
all over himself.
Well,
It's working though, clearly.
it's working because I have a can of Zero Coke with me now. God, give me a second. Sorry, this is.
On a musical level, though, it's kind of weird, right? Do you guys like
Okay.
this?
How do you guys feel about the chorus?
Okay, the chorus is the one part where I was a little iffy. Just because I feel like it takes a very
Sharp
interesting
turn.
melody. It's referencing, right? But I feel like the melody is interesting, and I feel like the wording, right? It felt a little heavy-handed. Like, of course, yes, this is an advertising song. They gotta mention the product, I guess, but it felt a little too.
I think it's genius. They're
Really?
just telling you it's good. Get it? It's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do have to point out, it's like a nursery rhyme that they're going after.
right? Yeah.
And it's not just the melody. Like the nursery rhyme literally goes Coca-Cola 맛있다. Like that's how it begins.
Oh,
Like-
word for word.
Yeah, like word for word, the whole like nursery rhyme is
Oh.
코카콜라 맛있다. 맛있으면 또 먹어. 또 먹으면 배탈 나. 배탈 나면 병원 가. 병원 가면 의사 만나. 적적박사님께 물어보세요. 딩동댕동. There's like a whole thing,
Okay,
which is like the Korean version of eeny meeny miny mo. Get your something
okay,
by the
okay.
toe. You know, like when you're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
trying to make
yeah,
a
yeah.
decision between two things or three things, and you're like, you know, trying to pick, you know, even though you probably actually have something in your mind, and you're just, you know, like dragging it on. You know what I mean? It begins with Coca-Cola 맛있다. Like literally that. It's always been that for us for some reason.
Okay, that makes more sense because I feel like, dang, it feels very.
So
Like,
they're hitting
too
the nostalgia
obvious.
vibes for people in Korea, right? Is that
The
what they're going for?
Y2K, they're hitting it so hard with this
Yeah.
video.
Hey, and I bet
I
you.
love this music video.
I bet you if they look up Coke Zero sales in Korea next week, it's probably up 25%. You know,
Dude, it's gonna double.
right? Like I bet you kids are clearing out convenience stores in Korea right now of Coke Zero.
Bro.
Wow.
You know what they needed to do? They needed to drop the NewJeans Coke Zero cans today with their faces on it.
Oh, that was
If they were
they have
smart
that?
enough to do that, no, I'm saying Anita, if they were smart enough to do that, they
Oh,
would have
yeah,
sold
yeah.
double the amount.
Okay, honestly, they don't even need the faces. Like, give me one with the rabbit. Just like I'm not
I
asking
know.
for much. Just put the rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on the.
That's
No, they should do
cute.
the 5 members plus the rabbit because then everyone needs to buy a 6-pack.
That's smart.
The NewJeans 6-pack, dude.
Dude,
Could you
you need
imagine?
to, like,
Collectibles.
You need to like go into
Marketing?
marketing or something.
Oh,
yeah.
you want to hear another one? We've been watching Boys Planet. Why doesn't Kleenex sponsor Boys Planet?
What do
A
you mean?
tissue company. They cry so much on these survival shows. Imagine they're crying and some kid runs over with the Kleenex sponsored Boys Planet tissue box. And what they should do in the tissue box, there should be one kid's photo card.
Wow.
People would be buying pallets of tissues.
Okay, I'm a little
Those
concerned
are my
about waste at
those
that
are my
point.
thoughts.
Yeah,
But this NewJeans Coke, they could have done the 6-pack with the 5 kids and the rabbit.
The
dude.
rabbit. Yeah.
People would have bought so many of them.
The song itself is pretty fun. It's
Yes.
it's this drum and bass, liquid drum and bass to be specific. It's it's a little breakcore. It's a little garage at some point. It's a perfect. It's a perfect window into the inspirations that's pulled NewJeans together in the last like couple comebacks, right? If you think about, let's talk about like Western pop for a second. One of the biggest newbies of this genre right now is this person called Pink Pantheress. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Yes,
Or not.
I know her. Yes.
You know her. She's most famous for her release "Boys a Liar" Part 2 featuring Ice Spice.
Oh, the
I know that song. It's a good song.
Oh,
Good
okay.
song.
I know who this. I know who she is.
Ice Spice too, by the way. This is just fire. I think
Bro,
I thought
Ice
she was-
Spice, she's popping off last year, dude, but she's still going.
Dude, I thought she was like the lamest thing ever, but I like her now.
I mean, I watch a lot of live streams and stuff, and I saw her on the Kai Cenat stream.
Yeah.
And then that's how I knew who Pink Spice or Ice Spice was.
Ice Spice.
But like, I did not expect her to remain this relevant for this long, but she has.
Same. Anyways, Pink Panthers kind of blew this whole breakcore DNB trend into pop music, or bedroom pop music to be specific. And it, especially with Ditto, it felt like they were kind of pulling inspiration from it, but not directly.
Yes.
Whereas this one feels definitely like, okay, we're gonna lean heavier into the DMB trend that's been led by Pink Pantheress or a bunch of other people like Piri or like Iso in Korea, Baby Yana. There's a bunch of other folks. And if you don't know what drum and bass is, think about PlayStation music from 2002, especially with Sonic or Need for Speed. Like all those racing games.
Bro, I love that stuff.
Fast beat.
It also reminds me of Fast and the Furious. It reminds me of like the Matrix chase scenes, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like musically, they did a really, really good job of replicating that Y2K DNB sound. And they're a little more explicit about where they're pulling their inspirations from. But at the same time, it's a commercial song. I'm not expecting them to give their own unique taste with the Coke Zero advertisement. So, I don't know. Anita, you mentioned you like the whole music video too.
Yes, I do. I don't know. I feel like I've liked the creative direction for a lot of the visual aspects of NewJeans. For this one in particular, I think they did a really great job with the I don't know what to call it, the atmosphere they were trying to build with the lighting, like the very retro vibe,
nostalgic. I thought,
very like a lot of exposure, and a lot of the sets I thought were really cool because they're using this motif of the door, right? Like finding this door at a beach or something like that. And a lot of it worked because it transitions from like indoor settings, like this living room or like room setting, and then going to the beach. And I feel like creating that atmosphere was done so well. Like it's not peak summertime yet in Korea, so I feel like having that, like the beginning, like we're just about to get into the warmer months, I thought was done really, really well. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but we had a conversation, was it last week, where Warren mentioned that there's this movie that's really popular right now in Korea. It's an animated movie. What is the title?
I wasn't sure if I should talk about that or not. Suzume. Suzume.
Okay. That the door motif, if I remember correctly, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I saw the trailer. There's something like that going on in that movie where there's like a doorway or something.
Whoa!
And I
Nita,
thought,
you're dropping some spoilers. Of
sorry.
Shinkai
I mean, this is on
Makoto movie over here.
This is on the trailer. It's on the trailer.
There's a picture of a door in the goddamn poster, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa! I don't want to know about the door in the door movie. You can't tell me that.
Well, I don't know. See, I don't know if it's a direct reference or anything, but I just thought like, oh, this is very smart because if it's really popular, like maybe people are connecting dots. Like, oh, like maybe this is a reference. Like maybe this, I don't know. I thought it was cool that they included that if it's actually something that's people are watching and like they can connect to. Plus also having like the reference to the nursery rhyme. I don't know. I thought everything was coming together very, very well.
Yeah, they did pull. Oh yeah, what's up, Doug?
In the audio version, is there this many like stop points as well?
No,
there isn't.
No.
Okay, because I thought that it kind of like ruined my vibe during the music video a little bit. That was my only complaint. I know they were doing some exposition there, but like they were killing my vibe real quick.
100%. Like, couldn't we have shown like Hani run into the store like in the video while the song's playing? Do we have to actually stop and pause for that? I don't know. That was kind of annoying.
I mean, this song reminded me once in college. I went on a summer trip with the homies to, I think, South Haven, Anita.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's in Western Michigan. It's a beach town, and they had like the lighthouse with a pier type thing, like they have in this music video. Really reminded me of that. Additionally, I would like to proclaim that Hani is my bias in NewJeans. I like her voice quality. I like her vocal quality. I think it's really good.
I do think she's the best singer. Although I will admit, with this song, I'm gonna say Minji was the standout in terms of vocals.
Fair.
Typically, she hasn't been in any of the NewJeans music because I'm either saying, "Oh, Harin's great" or "Oh, Hani's great." With this track, it really felt like Minji's tone really, for the lack of a better word, she sounds very lazy and tired, which sounds very appropriate for this track. Which, says something about a person's vocal tone and an appropriate genre. It's not making a reference to earlier by any means at all, but
Hey, that being said, for an ad song, I think they accomplished what they wanted to do with this song. Like, people are gonna drink a shit ton of Coke Zero in the following week, I would assume. It doesn't. They're not gonna even try to chart because like Ditto is still number 2, Hype Boy's number 3, OMG is number 5 in Korea still. Attention's number 10.
Watch this go to like number 1, just because.
They're gonna have a difficulty because Kitsch is number 1 right now, and then the IVE title track is coming next Monday. So good luck.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
here's what I'll say. Like from personal experience, I have Korean friends and who are like primarily Korean or identify as. All of them talked about this track to a certain degree. Like either someone posted it and didn't say anything, or like there was a full out conversation about why the chorus sounds like this. That seems like it's a fair sign of where they are in Korean culture right now, especially the people my age, which I don't know what that says. I think it also says a lot about the chorus. As someone, yeah.
Oh, keep on. Keep on.
As someone who understands where the reference is coming from, I thought it was kind of cringy.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that's probably what you guys felt when.
No, I liked it.
Yeah, but
I
you
felt it a little
guys,
bit.
here's the thing, you guys didn't like when NMIX did Young Dumb Stupid.
Yeah, because there was personal relevance, I guess, right? Yeah, you're
No, I
right.
felt it
No,
in this one too.
That makes sense.
'cause
That
I've
makes
heard
sense.
the melody in another song before.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of wrap this one up. I just want to say that there was a superior advertisement song this week to this one.
Oh?
There's an aespa song called "Hold On Tight," which is in the OST for the Tetris movie coming out,
Oh,
right?
wow.
On Apple
There's a
Plus.
Tetris movie?
There's a Tetris movie about how the creators made Tetris and why it has so much like Russian theming in the game and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So there was a song that aespa released called "Hold On Tight" where they sampled the actual Tetris song, like the famous one.
Oh man.
And I think this is the superior like advertisement song this week.
I need to listen to that.
And it has the Tetris techno that you're used to, but it has trance elements in it.
Oh.
I like it. I think it's fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I just wanted to point that out.
We'll have to go check it out.
But at the end of the day, advertisement songs make you want like the purpose of that is to make the product more relevant in your head, and I think that both of those two songs are probably doing that because now I'm interested in the Tetris movie too.
I'll be honest, like I was gonna buy Diet Coke anyways, and I just bought Zero instead. So like,
I've never had it, so I'll try it this week and let you guys know if I think it's better than Diet Coke.
Tastes the same. I'll be honest.
Okay, other big releases this week include GOT7 Bam Bam with Sour and Sweet. Bam Bam's all over Variety right now. He's really pushing this comeback. Chotsarang CSR with Shining Bright. Mamamoo Plus, which is the unit of Solar, and Moonbyul released GGBB and LLL. They're going for these like interesting titles. KQ, home of ATEEZ, debuted another boy group called Psychers.
Oh,
And they released Tricky House, but a lot of people I heard are just calling this another ATEEZ song, which was the main complaint I saw people having.
Yeah.
Well, some of the ATEEZ guys worked on it, right? One of them, I believe.
Oh.
Also,
that
Ryu
makes sense.
Sujung released Love or Hate, which was a pre-release. Kim Woo-suk released Dawn, and Dream Note released Blue, which was a pre-release. Okay, Spice King. Last week, episode 229, Kai's Rover picked up its second crown. Twice, Set Me Free got second place, and Bobby's Drowning featuring Soul got third. Kai is up for Hall of Spice. So if it places number 1 again, it will gain entry into the Hall of Spice. New candidates this week are Billie's Eunoia, Blackpink Jisoo's Flower, NewJeans Zero. Okay. I do not have Kai in first place this week.
Oh.
I have Billlie, Eunoia in first place this week. I think it's the best song. Second place, I do have Rover. And in third place, I have NewJeans with 0. That is my chart.
wow.
Dang. Okay. I'll start with number 1. I also have Billlie in first place. I don't.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I was really pleasantly surprised with this comeback from the beginning. I thought the song was really nice. I think it works. I'm excited for other stuff they come out with. Second place, it was a last minute decision, but I'll stick with it. I have NewJeans 0 in second place.
Ooh.
I feel like for an advertising song, I didn't expect to be so interested in it, but the overall package was, I don't know, I just felt it was very compelling. Like even like I don't know, it just makes me think like, wow, even for an advertising song, like we're going to this level of production and trying to make it this interesting. I don't know, I thought it was impressive. So I put it in second place. In third, I have Kai Rover. I still really like that song, but it has fallen down a little bit.
I agree.
Yes, that is my chart.
I'm coming over. Oh boy. Billlie, Eunoia.
Yes.
It's a good song. It's all right. It's on first place for me.
Oh crap!
Look at that. That's easily my favorite track from them so far. Really smooth, nice package. Really excited for what they have to offer in this whole album. To be honest, I'm gonna go check it out. It's gotten me so interested. I'm gonna start checking out their B-sides from like previous albums as well. We'll see how I think. I don't know. I don't know. It's got me hooked. Zero's second place for me, and that's a bit of a. It's a bit of a mix. Why is it so surprising?
Oh, I thought you would place it lower for some reason.
Oh no, here's the. I have very mixed feelings about it, and I do have. We do have to step back for a second because typically, our rule is we don't cover commercial songs unless we like need to, and we're like low on content. I made the argument that we should cover this track, on the show, not only because it's a good song, but also because it's an interesting study into where the conceptualization of NewJeans is coming from. Because people have been saying they're unique, they're like doing stuff that nobody's ever done. That's not true. They're definitely pulling music from other places that has been outside of the K-pop sphere, and this is where they got. I don't want to say lazy, but they definitely did a little less of covering up where that inspiration come from, both visually and musically as well. And I think that's an interesting kind of look because it doesn't feel particularly lazy, but it also feels more explicit, if anything. That being said, I hate the chorus. I'm sorry. It never really says.
It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite.
I like it, dude. I think it's great. I'm ready to be gaslit. Come on.
All the Korean boys I've talked to, they were like, stupid chorus. We need a version.
If the chorus is a little different, I think I would like it way more.
Same.
What's in third, Warren?
Anyways, yeah, it felt like a complete downgrade of Ditto. I'll be honest. Anyways, I feel like I'm gonna start getting made fun of for this. Cherry Blossom by Bobby is in third place for me.
Oh my god!
It's a good song. What are you gonna do? It's a good song. It's a good song. I was dancing to it in the elevator with my AirPods on and noise canceling, and then I didn't notice the door was on and someone was staring right down at me and just walked in. This happened this week.
Hey, you should just say, "Don't kill my vibe" and keep dancing. That's what you do there.
Anyway,
all right, go to gang.
In
first place with 34 points, they also had Billie's Eunoia.
Let's go.
Second place, there was a tie between Kai Rover and Twice Set Me Free, both with 30. And the songs that were tied in fourth place, there was another tie there, 18 points, Jisoo and NewJeans. So the three that got points, Twice and Kai both got 3 from them, and Billlie got 5. As a result, Billlie picks up double crowns because all of us gave it first place.
Wow.
3 of us and Gochu Gang.
Let's go.
So they are up for Hall of Spice next week. Second place is a tie between Kai Rover and NewJeans, both on 7.
Wow.
It's an interesting chart. All right.
Wow.
Finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, we have a couple here. First off, have Dimon with Like Crazy. He won an AMP countdown in Music Bank, so total of 2 wins so far.
Look at this next one, Anita.
I see it. NewJeans, Hi Boy, still winning on Inkigayo.
That's its first win.
Is it really?
It's its first win.
No way.
I don't know if this was like a fan manipulation type deal.
Oh, what?
Or whatever, but like it won somehow.
Wait, how is it the first win?
It's its first win.
That doesn't make sense to
me.
me.
Let me look up their total music show wins real quick.
Someone is lying.
Attention has 5.
Yeah.
Ditto has 8.
Makes
OMG
sense.
has 6. Hype Boy now has 1.
That's crazy. Why do I feel like I thought this had about the same as the others? Like 5 at least. Anyways, good for them.
Wow. 아니라
Yes.
홍대 가는 방향이 어떻게 돼요?
뭐? What?
NewJeans hype boy, yo.
There you go.
God damn it, Anita. You
caught
lost
off
your
guard.
chance. Keep going.
I
What
lost
was
my
it?
chance.
now.
Okay. Next up, Nmix with Love Me Like This had their first win ever on Show Champion.
Nice.
So congrats to them. And then Kim Jae-hwan with Spring Breeze on the show had a
wow.
win. Congrats to him.
Yeah, this hype boy. I also looked it up like 4 times. Like, am I
It doesn't
remembering
feel
this
right.
incorrectly? Yeah. I feel like people love attention, but I feel like everyone references hype boy more though. I
Yes.
don't know.
No, I think
100%.
I'm well aware of this because I'm team attention. Hype Boy is the more popular pick.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that ends part 1. So you talk episode 230. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we're back at it with part 2 of Soju Talk episode 230, where we're going to cover some news and events from the past week. The first one, Adore, home to NewJeans, announces 2023 global auditions for the Real Hype Boys. Boys between the age of 2004 and 2012
My
are welcome
God.
to audition. Yeah.
You're so young.
I was in middle school. I was in high school at 2012.
2012. I was a I was a sophomore in college.
Why are they calling it Real Hype Boys?
I don't know.
Do we have fake Hype Boys now? Is that what it is?
Hey, what if the group's called Hype Boys? It might actually.
Oh.
Wow.
But they're gonna hold the audition: Korea, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, U.S., Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and I think a couple other spots. So pretty much a global audition there.
Interesting.
Nice.
It's gonna be interesting. And I was talking to Warren during the break about this, how NewJeans is linked with a very aesthetic, easy listening, positive type vibe. I wonder how they're going to be able to do a boy group where boy groups are more typically with the stronger masculine concept. We'll have to see how that plays out.
No, it's gonna be like 5 Keshi aesthetic boys, all sad boy, DPR
Okay,
Ian.
next one. I have a patent application here, right?
Ooh.
Literally.
Mod House.
Wow.
Mod House, home to Triple S. You know how they signed Odd Eyed Circle Plus last week, right?
Yeah.
This week they applied for the trademark of Odd Eyed Circle because apparently BlackBerry Creative never trademarked the subunit names.
Oh.
They only trademarked Idare Sonyo or the Luna name, and they only trademarked like Luna Chu, Luna Jinsol, Luna Kim Lip, but they did not trademark any of the subunit names. So Mod House is trying to poach it right now.
Good.
Dang.
Good.
So that's something that happened.
Nice.
Number 1.
That's a big W.
Number 2, in the meantime, they're going to be calling them Artemis.
Oh.
Artemis is not a new is not a name of a new group. It's the story of the amazing strategies and plans of the girls to get to the moon. Heejin, Kimlip, Jinsol, and Chetty will start this story.
They're getting the girls to the moon.
And the catchphrase or the bottom line is we rise together back to the moon and beyond.
Oh boy, are they buying
This is
Tesla
pretty-
stocks now? Is that what
This
it
is pretty hype. And Jaden Jung had an interview and he
Wow.
stated we are already recording.
Yo!
Wow.
Wow!
So people are extremely excited for the Artemis / Odd Eyed Circle Plus
This is moving
re-debut.
fast.
Moving
Yeah.
fast.
I mean, gotta move when the iron is hot. You know what I mean? Gotta hit it.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's exciting for them because these kids are very good. They deserve more from what they ever got from Blackberry Creative,
Yeah.
and they're now back with Jaden Jung, and we'll have to. And he's doing a good job with Triple S so far, so I don't have any major complaints. So I'm excited. And Odd Eyed Circle was always my favorite subunit, so this should be pretty hype.
All of the Luna stuff pre-debut was amazing.
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
It
It was all
was.
really good. There was so
Quality.
much. It was so varied, and it was all typically good. So we were just debating which is better, even though they were all good, right? So next thing, big hit announced: J-Hope will be enlisting in the army as an active duty soldier. So he's following Jin. He's going into the military and active duty. So I do not believe he is having a desk job. He's going to do the regular service.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So shout out to J-Hope. We hope you return soon.
Return
Yes.
safely.
Next
too.
one, Chungha leaving MNH Entertainment following contract expiration on March 29th. So she has left already.
Hey.
People think outside of Chungha, MNH was a shitty company. That's like the main thing. Didn't they disband? They disbanded Bandit last year, right? I believe.
Yep.
So now they pretty much have no one. Hopefully Chungha can find a good company because obviously she's very popular, very talented, and hopefully someone will pick her up and get her career back on track.
I do want to note she's leaving on April 29th, not March
April
29th.
29th, so she's not gone yet.
Not gone
Okay. Next one. Ives Kitsch. Perfect all kill.
Wow.
Well, what do you know?
For a pre-release to get a perfect all kill, that's pretty good. So they are extremely relevant in Korea. The Koreans are digging this Kitsch song, even though we might not have liked it as much as them.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Treasure Jaehyuk reassures fans he is okay and received treatment following burns sustained from an accident with the flame machine while at their Bangkok concert yesterday. If you look up the video, there is a video of this online. He basically is walking across the stage and then the flame machine turns on and he has to he jumps through the fire.
What?
Whoa.
Yes, there is a video
Oh
of
my
this.
god.
So he left the
How did
stage
that happen?
mid-concert and returned with bandages after expressing pain. YG has yet to make a comment on the matter. But yeah, the flame machine went off and he was walking, so he all of a sudden jumped through it because it was he was being burned by it.
Look, I know I've made jokes that K-pop boy groups have been a circus at this point. I didn't mean it literally. I meant
What's going on?
oh my god. I hope he's okay. Well, I mean, he said he's okay,
Yeah.
but still.
So Warren and Anita, I found the link. View it at your own discretion. You don't have to view it if you don't want, but that is the TikTok of this happening.
well, I can't because I need to record, but I will watch it
Anita
later.
can watch it and describe what happened. It's kind of crazy.
Oh Jesus! What?
Yeah, the fire just turns on as he's walking across the stage.
Oh my God! They're lucky his clothes didn't catch
Catch
fire.
on fire. Yeah. It's I don't know how to describe. It's worse than you think. Let's just put it that way.
I'm scared
Yeah,
now.
it
Oh
could
my
have been
God.
really bad. I'm glad he's
Yeah.
okay.
It sort of reminds me of, you remember Michael Jackson got burned in the Pepsi ad or Coke ad back in the day? Almost that kind of situation.
Oh my god.
Not as bad, but it could have been that bad. So that happened there. Next one, Yedin is leaving Sublime. So Yedin's exclusive contract ended on March 31st. We discussed with Yedin and mutually agreed to end the contract. As it expires, they would like to thank Yedin and please continue to support her. So Yedin is obviously a former member of G-Friend. She went off on her own to do a solo thing at Sublime, and I guess it didn't work out as they all had planned. Well, it's an unfortunate situation considering the VVZ stuff is doing okay, right?
Yeah, and it's relatively. Has been a very short contract. It's been a year and 9 months.
Yep. We'll have to see what she does next, but once you start hopping companies, it's not the best sign ever for a career in Korea.
Can she go join VVT?
Next one, TOP Media announced that Uptension's Lee Dong-yeol, who is a member of Boys Planet, is leaving the company as his contract ended on the 31st. So if you remember last week, Hwan Hee left after he got out on Boys Planet, and now
But-
Dong-yeol. You didn't know that, Nina?
No, when he left on his own for medical
Okay,
issues.
yeah. But now Dong-yeol, who
Yeah,
also was
he got
eliminated on
eliminated.
Boys Planet, now he left the company as well.
Dang.
Jeez.
Uptension seems like they're pretty done, right? On paper, it just feels like that.
Yeah.
And finally, in the weird K-pop news of the week, So last week, YG Entertainment stated Blackpink have received a proposal and are currently considering the offer to perform at the White House next month during a dinner between President Biden and President Yoon. And I believe this dinner was hosted by Jill Biden, right? So that was a big thing. People thought that there was going to be a concert with Blackpink and Lady Gaga. They were going to perform.
Whoa.
That's what people thought was going to happen.
That'd be cool.
Wow.
So that was reported. And then it turns out a national security advisor resigned after alleged Blackpink White House invitation blunder. So the easiest way I can describe this is, this guy was told 6 times to tell the Korean government and the president that the White House wanted Blackpink to come to sing at the thing at the White House, and he didn't tell the president 6 times.
Oh no.
So he had 6 opportunities to go to President Yoon and say, "Hi, Yoon, Biden wants Blackpink to come over," and he didn't take up on any of the 6 opportunities.
Yeah, and he didn't tell the president at all. The president was shocked and angry that he didn't tell him. Because it's obviously like, it's bad for U.S. relations that the White House people keep saying like, "Did you tell him yet about Blackpink? Like, we need to confirm this dinner and who's coming. Blackpink, please tell them that we want them to come." And he just, for some reason, refused to tell the president.
Okay, well, it's not on Blackpink at all.
No, it's on this dude, and he resigned from his probably good government job because of it.
Well, apparently he was doing an awful job.
Was it on purpose, you think?
100%.
I mean, some of these government officials are awful at their jobs, so who knows? Like,
yeah, so it's kind of ridiculous, but like this dude just apparently decided to not tell the Korean president, so he had to resign.
Oh god.
what an idiot!
Is that worth it, bro? Like,
No, it's not.
Okay, is the show still happening?
no, that's the sad part.
Oh.
Oh no.
Presidential office says no join Blackpink and Lady Gaga joint concert at the Korea US summit. So,
Oh no.
Good
Okay.
Lord. I mean,
I see why he resigned.
I'm sorry. This is like just like embarrassing for like country Korea. Like, what the?
like Jill Biden was like, you know, I like them Blackpink girls, right? And we're inviting Lady Gaga and their friends. They've done the song together. It'd be nice. It'd be sharing of cultures, you know. And nah.
Man. A noof. Big oof.
So that's all the news this week. Next week though, 3 comebacks, 3 pretty big ones. A-Pink, IVE, Kepler.
Whoa.
Pretty exciting, right? Let me check if there's been any updates
Indeed.
since I made the script.
Oh.
No.
I didn't. I think it's a couple days out, but I saw something about a Suga comeback in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wait. Let me look at this.
Oh.
We've added stuff here. Okay, so this has changed a lot. Haze on April 5th.
Oh, okay.
BTS Suga pre-release on the 7th.
Oh.
NCT Mark on the 7th as well.
Oh.
Huh?
So the week just got a lot more crazy, y'all.
A little bit more competitive.
All right, let me add these into the script. Okay, so it's gonna be A-Pink, Haze, who I don't know if she even considered K-pop, but Haze. We got Suga pre-release.
Whoa, no. We call him August D around here, please.
All
sir.
right, whatever. NCT Mark's
Solo
solo?
comeback?
special release. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
It might not even
special
be in
release?
Korean, but we'll have to see what that means. And then we have Ivan Kepler. So actually, the week is packed, right? Like,
Oh my
goddamn.
God.
Oh no.
Wow. So y'all have to vote on that on the Discord, but that's what's coming back next week. So this kind of ends episode 230. After the break, Anita and I are going to have a breakdown of the remaining 28 contestants of Boys Planet, and we're also going to do a tier list based on how likely we think they are to make the group. So it should be pretty fun. If you're not watching Boys Planet, this is your point to jump off. But if you are watching Boys Planet, join us after the break while we talk about that. We will see you guys then. 3, 2, 1.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Delmonic, Ellie, Irvtron, Flaco Louie, Genki Boy, Ogumama, Honey Pools, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, NJ Parks, Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk, the weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods, Jacob, K-Music Erday, Koala, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.
All right, if you're still watching now, it is the after show. Anita and I are going to talk about Boys Planet while Warren sits there and just kind of like laughs at these kids' pictures and
I'm
stuff.
gonna give commentary that I give very effectively.
So what we're gonna do is, if you look at this tier chart I made, it says 100. So here are the categories: 100% locked. That means this kid is going to make this group, whether you like it or not, right?
Ooh.
Either 100%
Yeah.
making this group. Second one, likely to make it, which means like, you know, if I had a bet on this, I would bet that this kid's gonna make it, right? I have a strong feeling. He might not be like a top 3 kid, but he's probably in range like 4 to like 6 in this group, right? Fighting for a spot. These are the kids that are in contention for like 8th or 9th in this group. Like, there's a lot of them. This is where the logjam is here. Unlikely but possible is a kid who's like looking from the outside in right now, but if he somehow made it into the group, it wouldn't be the biggest, like, it would be a surprise, right? But it could still happen. It's sort of like Chaewon making IZ*ONE was very surprising.
Oh, okay.
People didn't know, like, because she was ranked like 18th at the time or something like that, or maybe it was Joyuri who was far out. One of the two was very far out of the rankings, and they just wound up in the group, and people were like, oh, that happened.
Well, at that point, there was also manipulation going
Yes,
on.
yeah. And then, but this year is not manipulated because it is audited by
Supposedly.
PricewaterhouseCoopers is auditing this season.
Wait, really?
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. They say that at the beginning of every episode.
Sure, fine. I believe you.
Finally, no chance. That means like, nah, this kid ain't making it. Straight up. Let's start at the back end, right? Let's go from
Yes.
28. So these are the current. I have these kids lined up in the current ranking from the last elimination. So we only have 28 kids left. Let's go from 28 to 1. Hiruto. Anita, he's not making this group, is he?
I'm sorry, no.
He is not making this group. I am sorry, Hiroto, but he is not making this group. Next, we have Ali. He's not making this group. He even had a
No.
bad attitude edit in the last episode where he pretty much wanted to quit the show.
What?
As a joke, he was saying it. He's like, I'm gonna give up. And the guys were like, you can't be saying that. Yeah.
That's a bad joke.
Oh, yeah. I
Not
remember
funny.
now.
In 26th place, Woongi. I think he is an unlikely but possible.
I
Anita.
also agree with that.
I think it would be a miracle if he makes it, but he's had a good edit 2 episodes ago. And I feel like there's like a 1% to 5% chance that he could somehow sneak into 9th place or something, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I think he'll end up closer to the top 9. I don't know if he'll be in it, but I wouldn't be like super shocked.
I'll put it this way. So they're going to cut to 18 soon.
Yeah,
I think he makes top 18. That's what I'll say.
I agree. Yeah.
Next one, Takuto. Hell no. If Takuto
No.
makes this group, I will shave my head, fly to Japan, and do his intro on Shibuya Crossing until they arrest me.
Jesus.
We're gonna do that if Takuto actually makes it.
And I will pay for Warren's ticket to film me doing this. Like, I'm going to be doing Toyonaga Takuto until I get arrested.
You heard it here, folks. He's gonna pay for my
Shibuya
tickets
Crossing.
too.
Yeah, so he ain't making it. Next one, Lee Jong-hyun. I think he has a shot, Anita.
Really?
You don't think so?
I mean, I think he's been getting more screen time now, because he got more involved in like the production for the song that he said right now. I feel like he's been
Actually, he's the kid who made up the new rap verse, right?
Right,
The new rap
right.
section. Actually, he's not making it. I have been confused with someone else.
okay,
No,
yeah, because I feel
nah.
like it's been really sudden, like the certain amount of screen time he's had. I don't think it's gonna work so late in the show, but
Okay, next one, Zhang Shuaibo. I'll do the same thing, but in Beijing if he makes it. I'll also get arrested in Beijing. But actually, I don't want to get arrested in China right now. I don't think you'll ever see me again.
Bad idea.
So, but he's not making this group. Next one, Chung Guang Louis. I think he could. I think this one is unlikely but possible, Anita.
I agree. I think he's been working really hard, and
He's had like other than in like episode 1 when he had the dance with the pole, not a pole dancing, but there was a dance with a pole.
a staff. It was a staff.
And he's done beautiful dancing throughout because I believe he is classically trained in
Yes.
ballet or things like that. But he's gotten like no screen time. But you know, people might vote for him, but I'll put him in unlikely but possible.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I thought he was gonna go a little bit higher in the ranks because he was paired up with Zhang Hao a lot in the beginning, but that has kind of diminished in a way. So
Next one, Lee Seung-hwan. I think he's at least unlikely but possible, Anita. I feel like he's gonna have a
agree.
rise here. I feel like he's due for a rise.
okay, let's talk about the last episode because he had a really good edit where in the song itself, like he had so many lines and the
Yes.
vocal skill, which
He's
showed
one
off.
of those dudes has been flying under the radar, but has been consistently very good.
Yes, yeah.
I don't think I would. I think there's a lot more dudes who are more likely, but I'll at least put him in unlikely but possible, right?
I agree. At
At a minimum, he's even like if I could put him in between the two tiers, I'd put him here, but I don't think we can. Okay, we got Camden here. Here's the thing. I don't think he's making this group, Anita. Like, can you see a world where Camden makes this group?
I don't because there's just not enough. There's not enough spots.
That's the problem. And I feel like he hasn't really gotten like great edits at all. Like
No.
he's there. He's been having these like interesting edits, but nothing too relevant to his skill level or anything, right? Like,
Yeah, it was mostly like unfortunate situations. in
it's
the
an unfortunate
groups.
situation and like funny moments with like his
Yeah.
twin or things like that.
His
I'm
older
gonna
brother,
I'm
yeah.
gonna put him in. I'm gonna like this is a harsh one, but I'm gonna put him in no chance. I don't know.
Oof.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Next one, Wang Jihao. I'm gonna put him, Anita, in fighting for a spot.
Oh, really?
I think that he is okay. So here's something. There's some kind of popularity metric on the app itself where you vote for kids daily, right? He's consistently in top 5 in that.
Oh.
Then why is he so low in the votes?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. But from what the people in the channel, our Discord channel where we talk about Wish Planet, were telling me, they're telling me he has an outside chance to make this group.
Really?
Is he gonna be the Cheon / Chori of the season?
He's the guy who's very good at crumping, one of the best
Yes.
dancers on this season.
Really great dancer.
And people are telling me that they think his one pick power is going to be way better than his current ranking.
Oh, that is an
Oh.
important part of it.
So you think he's at fighting for a spot then?
But since you know what, I'll put him in unlikely but possible.
Let's put it
I
there
think
for now.
that's where you want to put him, Anita. But if he
Yeah.
makes the group, I told you first that he was gonna make the group. just letting you know.
I mean, I just feel like the one pick power is showing up in other members that I don't know if it's gonna be enough. If that makes sense, because we had a tease about this at the end of the episode as to like who has broken into top 9 now that was not there like 4 weeks ago.
Ricky, cough.
Cough, cough. Yeah.
All right, next one we have Sowon. You know, if I was looking for like one flamboyant guy who might make the group, it's Woongi over Sowon. No, really, right? Like
He's really good.
he's
Pretty
very good.
too, yeah.
But I just don't think he's gonna make it.
I
Right?
don't think he's gonna make it either.
Okay. I think no chance is harsh for him, but I just like he has a chance, but
It's like in between.
It's extremely unlikely that he makes the group.
Yeah.
He's
That's
been
how I feel.
very consistently between 18 and 22, it seems like.
Yeah, there's nothing that makes you like change his voting throughout the entire season. That's the problem.
It's not a good sign.
Okay, next one. Yoo Seung-un, Anita.
Oh,
Sungoni-
Here's
he's
the
a
thing.
really good vocalist.
He's like a top 5 vocalist on the show this year.
Mm-hmm.
But he has messed up on a live stage, right? Like he on the whole
was
thing.
minor,
It was
though.
very minor, but he did he didn't hit the note perfectly. But would you put? Do you think there's a chance though?
I think it's unlikely but possible
Okay, I will agree with that.
because I don't know. I think he recently got a little bit more screen time for his vocal skills, right? Not for the best reason, because he was involved in a bit of a group tension moment, but I think he has a chance. I just think it's very slim.
Okay. Next one, Haruto. I would have told you before the last like 2 episodes, right? That Haruto was unlikely but possible because I feel like they're going to end up with only Keita as a Japanese representative, right?
Yeah.
But given his amazing edits, I'm going to upgrade him to fighting for a spot.
Really?
Wow.
I think he has that much of a chance. He has had some of the best edits in the last 2 episodes.
That's true. He's had a lot of hard worker storyline going on.
I'm gonna put him in fighting for a spot. I think he has a chance. I think he has a decent chance.
I mean, I want him to be up there.
So, the overwhelming opinion, Warren, is that everyone thinks it's gonna end up 7 Koreans, 1 Japanese, 1 Chinese, because they're gonna include Sok Matthew, even though he's global because he's from Canada, as a Korean kid. So people think it's gonna be 7-1-1 again. But if you think about Kepler, there's actually 2 Japanese kids, Mashiro and Hikaru.
That's true.
Yes.
So
Who knows?
there might be globals. But okay, next one. Jongwoo, 100% fighting for a spot, right?
Yes.
Anita?
Yes. He's been going
100%.
up dramatically.
He started, Warren, in like 70th place. Then he went 30th. Now he's 15th.
Wow. That's a bit of a
Another
rise.
10.
And every single performance, he's been like a standout in them. But he had a weird edit at the beginning of this past episode where it looked like he was talking back to the dance teacher.
People are gonna think that's like very, good confidence in a man. They're gonna like that.
No, but the teacher was like criticizing them, and then he's like, and then he said like, I'm not gonna do it, and the teacher was like, what? But that was just what the edit was.
Never mind.
So I don't know what that's going to be in this upcoming episode, but as of now, I would say definitely fighting for a spot. Along with Ricky. Ricky has been, he hovered at like 9th, 10th place, and then he's been slowly falling 1 or 2 spots each elimination. But this past week in the interim vote check, he was 7th.
He broke top 9 for the first time.
He broke top 9.
Okay, this is where my comment about like the one pick power, I think is like super strong with him. Like,
okay,
I see a lot of people mention him, even when he was getting like really poor edits, like back in those couple episodes. So I feel like, yes, he's definitely fighting for a spot. I don't know if it will happen, but I think it's more likely than Wang Xiao.
So his gimmick is young and rich, tall and handsome is his intro.
Yep.
There's a Twitter page called Ricky's Closet right now, where they talk about the price of the clothing he's wearing. In the most recent post,
God.
he's wearing a $50,000 watch. Just
Jesus
wanted to point
Christ.
that out.
Wow. He is very rich.
That's
Apparently.
rich.
People thought it was a joke, but apparently he's super rich.
What
I feel like Mnet wants him to go down in the rankings, and I feel like we'll get to him, but they want Gyuvin to go back up, and I think that's why they showed what they showed.
Here's the thing.
Ah.
I look. Say what you will about the manipulation, but the theory is whenever they reveal a member that's risen this much individually, the theory behind it is that they're trying to make people like make the fans get comfortable
Panic.
a little bit, right? No, not panic, because they've gone up a little bit,
No, it's trying to make other people who were scared Ricky's gonna get eliminated not vote for Ricky.
right?
Yeah.
The idea is that they're trying to divert the power away from Ricky towards other people.
Right.
Is that gonna apply here too? I don't know, but we'll have to see what people think about these votes.
All right, next one is Park Han-bin. Anita, he's been like one of the guys flying under the radar the entire season.
He's so good. He's such
so
a great
good.
performer.
Warren, if there's a Chaewon, it's this guy.
Oh,
He might. If there's a Chaewon, it's him. He's
dancing,
gone,
though.
He's
Yeah.
gone up in rating. He's 13th now.
Wow.
Like,
Ooh, I feel like he's more unlikely but possible though.
oh, why, Anita?
Because I feel that same thing. The one pick power is not like super strong, and I think if the edit if his edit of his group would have happened this episode, maybe he would have a better chance. But because we're waiting until next week, I don't know. Like I feel like he has a really good shot with his song right now that he's in for the.
So if we were to bet on
project?
it, Anita, what number do you think he ends up on the show when it's all said and done? Give me like a range. Do you think
I think.
like 14th?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's unlikely but possible. Then
That's
I would say,
that's
right?
what I think.
Okay. Jay, here's the thing. I don't think Jay's gonna make it, but he's definitely fighting for a spot. Right? Yeah. Like
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was a lot of push for him in the beginning, and then
now he went from 9th to 12th. He had a decent fall.
Hey,
he came out of top 9.
If Jay or Jay Chung, if he actually has a good one pick fandom, they're gonna look at that and go, "Oh no, my boy's about to get eliminated," and start voting for him like a man.
Okay, so Jay is 7th in global vote. So in the last elimination, these Twitter pages calculated the global and the Korea vote. He is 7th in global vote, but he is not in top 9 in Korean vote.
That's the issue.
He is
though.
100% carried by his global vote.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, and if it's the same that it was in the Girls Planet, the Korean vote is weighted higher.
Wait, I think in this past episode, episode 28, Korea vote was like 3 times as powerful as a global vote.
J fans, y'all gotta immigrate to Korea now.
Next one, 11th place, Hui. Okay, he's fighting for a spot, but it feels less and less likely as we go on for some reason.
Oh, wow.
I feel like the last elimination round kind of made me realize like, oh, the popularity, like the push for him went down, like significantly decreased.
Here's the problem. Outside of Hui fans who are gonna vote for Hui, it feels like everyone has said, I like so many kids that I need to drop someone, and it ends up being Hui more than likely, right? That they're gonna stop voting for. That's what it just feels like. But his one pick might be pretty strong. Let me look. Is he in top 9 in either global or Korean? He was not.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his progression. He's 6'6", and then by episode 5 he's 7. Episode 6 is 10, and then episode 8 he's 11. Just a continual downward curve is.
Yeah,
He's
seems
really at the edge.
someone who's teetering. 10th place in the past elimination, Gum Junhyun. He's fighting for a spot. I could see him making it. I could see him not making it. I think it's like a coin flip, something like that at this point. Additionally, I feel like Gunuk, ideally, Mnet wants him to be likely to make it, but in reality, he's fighting for a spot.
I agree with that too.
Because they give this guy more screen time than almost anyone else on this show. It's all generally positive, but he's just barely like in top 9. Just barely. It's the first time he's been in top 9.
Is he doing anything like anything interesting when he's on
He
camera?
just performed, and it was probably the best performance of the season.
And he still didn't rank first though.
Okay, look.
No.
Performances matter, but like I'm talking about like, is he like funny or like is he doing like is he very handsome or like
he's
is he
he's like the masculine monster
The
dancer,
manly,
the manly guy.
strong
That's him.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see if that's been enough to appeal to the
his
viewers.
performance this past week was probably one of the best performances ever in Boys Planet on that group.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
That in guard was absolutely amazing.
I thought, but the thing is, even though he had the highlight part, right, he didn't place first.
That's true, but the votes were so spread out in that group that no one had a really good score.
That's true.
That is true, right? He is 9th in Korean vote. That's about it.
Well, he's right at the end.
Right at the edge.
Right at the
Kim
edge.
Jun-hyung is 8th in the Korean vote.
Whoa. I see it though, because he's very funny.
Next one, Keita. At the end of the day, I think he's likely to make this group.
Same.
I just feel like he's gonna make it.
I'm not like 100% sure, but
The reason is, number one, he's the number 1 Japanese kid. Number 2, he's the best rapper on the show.
Oh. Wow.
And
He
by the
has
way,
more
Warren,
experience.
he's in Rain's company, Cypher. He's in Cypher.
Oh no.
Exactly. Yeah. Next one, Tere, likely to make the group at this point.
Yes. Well, actually, I was gonna say almost locked because his
He
one
is
pick.
he's number 3 in Korean vote.
Wow.
This kid.
he's really popular.
He's super popular.
domestically.
He gives off church boy vibes, and people love that in Korea.
Oh,
right
they
now.
love that. They go crazy for that.
And he has a nice smile, dude. He's church vibes. Next one, I would have put Gyuvin in likely to make it the entire season, but I don't know anymore, Anita. He was
Huh?
16th in the voting.
Cuban?
Yeah,
Yes, this past episode.
he was.
You
Oh,
didn't
because
notice
he
this?
got pushed out by Ricky.
Yeah, he was 16th, I think.
I think it's gonna go up. I think he's
People-
still really
So here's the
solid
weird thing.
in the top 9.
Gyuvin is number 4 in Korean voting, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the thing you have to think about is that is a 3 pick, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
People think he was just the person people were also voting for, not the 1 pick.
Ooh.
I
People
feel like
think
us.
I read people saying he was like the ultimate filler vote. You know, like you need another Korean.
Really?
You pick Yujin. You pick Yuvin. Like, you know, you pick Hanbin. You pick Yuvin. I saw a lot of people saying that type of thing. So people don't know what's gonna happen because 16th in the interim voting results is ridiculous for him.
Yeah.
Considering he's been like top 7, 8 the entire season so far.
Off the top of her head, do you know what the ratio is between Korean and international votes for this guy?
It was he's not in top 9 in he's 9th in global, 3rd and 4th in Korean.
I think
I
I see
think
what's
he's
going
still
on.
he's still up there though.
He's up there, but Doug's theory kind of checks out because a lot of Korean folks have a couple filler members that they vote for.
Dang.
Would you still put him in likely to make it, Anita, at this point?
I think so.
I think I would outside of this past episode what I saw. Right?
I mean, what leads me to believe that he's still a very likely candidate is because of how he's been consistently getting like
Okay,
a
here's
top spot in the live performances.
if you're a Gyuvin fan, don't listen to this for 10 seconds. I think he is extremely overrated in terms of talent, Anita.
Oh, oof.
Ooh.
Oof, big oof.
Even in
I
this
mean,
past episode
okay.
in On Guard, I thought he had the weakest segment in that song.
Oh, I could see that.
I think a lot of people are voting for him because they think he's good looking. Because he's in Yeoha. That's just my feelings. Next one, Jiyoung. I would not put him in 100% locked, Anita. I would put him in.
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
I would put him at the top of likely to make it tier. Personally.
Yes.
I just can see a world where he drops and doesn't make it for some reason. Even though he's 5th place in Korean and he's 5th place in global, I feel like I think he's gonna make the group, but it's gonna be surprisingly low, like 7th or 8th.
I think it could be 9.
That could be it as well.
Wow.
I just feel like he's gonna drop for some reason, right?
Well, the thing is that I feel like with him, it's kind of also the same thing where I don't think he's had like a outstanding performance.
Other than the beginning sexy moment, I don't think he's had too much
Yeah.
to do. I feel like Tere's gonna end up top 5. I feel like Keita, if all the Japanese people vote for Keita, he's gonna go up, right? And I feel
Yeah.
someone has to go down then, and I think it's June.
It's probably gonna be him.
Okay, next one, Matthew.
These 4, okay.
I would have put him in 100% locked until this past episode.
Let's talk about that.
What happened?
So, okay, this is what happened,
Give me the
Warren.
tea.
So they're doing the new songs. You know, round 3 they give you new songs like
The original
I Am,
songs, yeah.
original
Concept
songs.
songs. Yeah. Concept
And-
evaluation.
They just got rid of kids, so they have to rearrange who gets what part, right? Because
Yep.
some
As
of the
you do.
kids left, they had to kick kids out.
Yeah.
So this song has like 5 kids now. It's his best friend Hanbin's in this group. Jiyoung is in this group. Yujin is in this group, and
Solon.
and Sungwon, who's the main vocalist, is in this group. So this group is stacked, right?
Uh-huh.
Basically, Matthew takes sub vocalist 1, and they give sub vocalist 2 to Sungwon, right? Wait,
Yep.
what do I say his name? Just want to make sure. To is it Sungwon? Oh yeah, Sungwon. Okay.
Song 씨. Yeah.
We find out that Matthew is struggle city with sub vocalist 1 because it's too high, and we
Oh.
find that for Sungwon, sub vocalist 2 is too low. So it makes sense that you would switch their parts, right?
Yes.
So basically, Jung and Hanbin are like, I think it would be best for the team if we switch your guys' part, right?
Makes
Matthew
sense.
then says about 5 times, is this a morka? Is this a fake camera thing you're doing right now?
What?
Like, are you guys pranking me?
Why?
even though we saw the footage of them practicing, Matthew struggled with the note and then he shook his head. That's the universal sign when you're singing, like you're practicing singing and you mess up the note and you shake your head, you go, oh man, I really effed that one up, you know?
Yes.
Like everyone who plays music or anything like that, whenever you mess up while recording and you shake your head, you know, man, I made an oof right there, right?
I don't think
It
that's
always
music
happens.
specific. You do that anywhere. It's like, ooh, I goofed up.
Yeah, so they showed him do that. And then Matthew goes, are you guys joking with me right now? Why would we switch? Like,
Okay, some more context to that though. I feel like what happened during the rearrangement, right?
Yeah.
Matthew originally had that
sub-vocalist
part,
one.
sub-vocalist one, and so they reconvene, right? And they said like,
They said, Matthew, you can stay sub-vocalist
stay
one. And they didn't check. They didn't recheck if he could sing
they
it or
didn't
not.
they didn't recheck, but he asked Sungwon if like, do you wanna like do you wanna do sub-vocalist one? And Sungwon said, no, I think you should keep it, right? And
He was doing this to be polite, honestly.
he was being a peacemaker in the moment, right?
Right.
Because he knew that he really wanted that
Right.
part. And I think a couple days pass, right? And
then Matthew starts sucking it up on this part.
yeah, and then that's when
They had this
Hanbin
conversation.
and Jung had they coincide like after a while. Like,
okay.
Additionally, last week, Warren, on the episode, Hanbin was chosen leader, and then Matthew kept on trying to lead people. It was like this. They started this awkward edit going on.
it was an awkward edit because I feel like the way that Matthew saw it was that he was helping out as like a sub leader with people that were not catching up as fast. But it also felt like now people were listening to two people. Like it was getting split.
And it's
right?
awkward because Matthew was, let's do the details as we go on, where Hanbin was like, let's learn the basic dance and then do the details later. So they have conflicting leadership styles.
Yes.
Well-
I don't like this.
Okay,
rift.
so they tell him we should switch. Matthew takes it terribly, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
and basically he says things like, well, and then he basically said to Hanbin, Hanbin was trying to be as nice as possible the whole time, and he tells Hanbin, he's like, you're trying to be nice to me, but I don't have a choice in this, do I? Like he was saying crap like that.
Okay. Let me break this down a little bit. Like, because I'm looking at some of the screenshots. I'm looking at some of what's going on. I kind of get it. Look, start off with sub vocal 2, which is apparently a really shitty part. Then you get lucky and you go to sub.
No, he was number 1 the whole time.
Oh, okay. The entire time he was sub
never
vocal 1.
switched.
Okay, he was the entire time he was sub vocal 1, which is this amazing, lovely part. And then as you practice, after you practice it, yeah, you're still practicing it. You're not done with it. Someone comes up to you and he's like, "Oh, why don't we switch you over to the other part,
Well,
which is not as good?"
Here's the thing. He just can't hit the notes consistently. Like he would know.
I think honestly, I feel like I get it from his point of view, where like they waited a while to bring this up, right? Like
Right.
it wasn't done at the right time, I think, and that what made it a little more difficult. And also at the same time, he feels that taking the lesser part would hurt his ranking, like
Which is bullshit because he's 4th most of the season.
Well, the thing is, I feel like that's where I started to feel like, why is he so concerned about this?
Yeah.
Because he's been consistent in the top 9.
See, yeah,
And-
this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm looking at him saying like, "Oh, like if I go to sub vocal 2, I can't really show off myself and like I have no presence." I would say that if I'm like 25th on the show or like 48th. He's 4th.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he felt like he's not. Well, the thing is, maybe he felt that his spot was not as secure because he went down during the last elimination.
So eventually Matthew leaves the room, and in a side interview he said, the reason I wanted to be sub vocalist 1 was so that my mother could enjoy the song because the part 1 is mostly in English, right? Do you want me to tell you the English lyrics, Warren?
Sure.
Eeny meeny. 이제서야 your turn. Let me know, 말해줘 baby. Can I be your boy? Can I love you more? Just say my name. and then he says one more thing in Korean, and then just say my name. So he tried to, at the end, he tried to justify it to the production crew that I wanted to sing Sub Vocalist 1 because I wanted to say, let me 말해줘 baby to my mom.
I don't think that was.
Well, you know, that's his mama's baby. I'll tell you that.
Here's the thing. If my kid was on the show, whether you sing it in English or Korean, I don't give a flying F. I want you to win the show.
Maybe his mom.
I feel like he was just saying ridiculous crap towards the end.
Maybe Matthew and his mom are very emotional people, and that rely. Maybe they're F.
Eeny meeny, 이제서야 your turn.
Maybe-
Let me know. 말해줘 baby.
I mean, regardless of like if that was gonna be meaningful or not, I just feel like
There was no reason to do it.
Wait, no, his MBTI type is ENFJ. Fs will think like that. That's what they'll say. You know, emotional value matters a lot.
But the thing is though that I feel like he for some reason started to lack confidence and he was holding on too tightly, I guess, or too stubborn to this particular.
It's ridiculous because in my opinion, number one, be a team player. Number two, you're so high ranked that like overwhelmingly, if you don't do anything stupid, you're gonna make this group, right?
That's the thing where I feel like, how did I mention it once before? I feel like for some reason it feels like he's being very not necessarily selfish, but like a little bit too
self-conscious.
Maybe?
No,
yeah,
self-conscious.
Yeah, of like his spot that it feels like, I don't know, like it feels a little off.
He gave Mnet so much like stuff though. It was ridiculous. He should just shut up and said, "Yeah, it's for the best of the team. I'll switch, but I'll make the best out of part 2." Boom, right? Or some vocalist too.
But it's not a team; it's a competition.
He just like, as much as you could say Mnet could evil edit this, he looked like an idiot, I thought, at the end of it, right?
I mean, I think it could still be salvaged. They haven't quite wrapped up the story
they're
yet.
going to fix it up, but with these 2 episodes, he's had bad edits back to back, and this one was like the major point of like, they were trying to say Hanbin versus Matthew edit, like.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Here's the thing. Let's bring this back to the ranks.
He's going to make the group still.
Yeah.
He's going to make the group.
If he's been getting bad edits for a while and he's still doing this well in the votes, he's fine.
Let's
His
put
fans
it this way,
clearly
though.
don't care.
I before this episode, I would have had him in 100% locked. Now I'm going to put it likely to make it. That's the thing.
We'll have
Right?
to
You
see
agree,
what
Anita,
happens.
right?
I agree.
After these edits, I feel like he's hurt his chances. As likely as it still is, he's hurt his chances by saying these things. The final 3 are the guys who are locked in, right, Anita?
Yes.
These 3 are 100% making the group. Some people think when it comes to one pick, Eugen might end up number 1.
Wow.
That's what people are saying. For instance, global, these 3, Janghao's number 1. Hanbin is number 4 and Eugen is number 6. But if you remember, Eugen has the number 1 vote in China, even above Zhang Hao.
Right.
Wow.
And then
was
in
interesting.
Korea, Hanbin is number 1 at 864,000. Second place is Eugen, 789,000. And then where is Zhang Hao is 6th place, 561,000. So people think at a minimum Eugen's gonna end up 2nd, and other people are saying
see
he's
that.
gonna win the show.
Dang.
But regardless, the fact that Zhang Hao as a Chinese contestant is in 6th place in Korean vote, he's gonna make this group, y'all.
He's very likable.
He's likable. These 3, like I could bet money that these 3 make this group. This is like the most obvious 3, for sure.
What will you do if one of the 3 don't make it into the group?
I'm gonna
No
do
way.
nothing. No, I've already
No
bet
way.
a lot.
Which
So,
country are
if
you
we-
sending
if-
me?
If we look at this, Anita, I don't think 8 kids are likely to make this group, though. I want to add a little parity. You see,
What
we
do
got
you mean?
8 kids in the front. I want to drop Yuvan down to here.
Really?
Yes. Because are you telling me that these 7 dudes are fighting for 1 spot?
7?
7, because 7 isn't fighting for a spot.
Fighting
right
for
now.
us, fighting for a
Okay.
spot. There are 7 bros. You're gonna say 7 dudes are fighting for the last spot? When I think likely, I think over 50% gonna make this group.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out of the 5 in likely to make it, who's the least likely, Anita? That's basically what I'm asking you.
Oh. We'll see after this week. It is Cuban.
It's Cuban, right?
Oh.
Or Jiung. I don't know.
Yeah, but Jiyoung has done nothing to definitively affect his ranking, and he's number 5 and number 5. But Yuvin is number 4 and number 9 in global.
Oh, not too bad.
But I would say out of those 5, I think Yuvin's least likely because of the intermediate rankings they showed, right?
Dang, that actually surprised me. I didn't know that.
Because
his
if you
one
leave
pick
him
was
here,
that
you're saying
low.
basically there's not 8 dudes who are going to make this group already out of the 9, right? If you leave it like this. So let's say these 8 make it. Which kid makes it out of fighting for a spot? That'll be the last thing we do, Anita.
I honestly, Konuk has been.
I think it's
Consistent
inevitable
too.
Ganuk makes this group. That's what I
I
think.
don't agree with
don't?
it, but
Oh,
no,
no,
because I don't know. I mean, emotionally, I feel like logically it'll make sense, but
okay, logically it makes sense, but emotionally you don't agree with it.
yes,
I think it's gonna come down to Jongwoo or Ganuk, and I rather have Jongwoo, but I think Ganuk makes it.
we'll see.
So if it was me, I think this ends up top 9 right now. That. And you end up, one Chinese kid, one Japanese kid, and then Matthew's Canadian, but he's pretty much Korean. So that would be the lineup.
Well,
Would we, before we wrap up, Anita, would you shift anyone in this?
oh, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty satisfied.
The only person,
this.
if I had to shift, I really am on the Wang Jihao train, Anita. I really think he's here. I swear to God. I think he's here.
Put him there. Put him there.
I think he has an outside shot to make this group.
Honestly, I guess I'm not as aware of like what the one pick strength is for a lot of these people, because I mean I didn't think Ricky was gonna break top 9, but
all right. I guess that wraps up episode 230. It's been a fun time talking about Boys Planet. Hopefully, Matthew doesn't act a fool in next week's episode as well.
I hope so. I hope they fix things.
God. Imagine he has 3 bad edits in a week. Then that's just Mnet not wanting him to make the group. I think, right?
It's kind of on him though at this point.
That's really ridiculous though, because he's been so consistent. Like, I don't know. It just seems very odd.
Okay. I guess we'll see you guys next week when we potentially cover. Let me go to the list of the songs again. It got crazy. It is A-Pink, Hey, Suga, NCT Mark, IVE, and Kepler. Damn.
No, he's
We'll see you guys
August
next
D.
time. August D. Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.